Hello everyone. This is Alexandr Capsamun from Türkiye, a company Stoparts Limited. I'm a founder of Stoparts Ltd in Türkiye. Thank you very much for joining this live stream. Today I want to do something different. I'm not going to sell anything. I'm not going to advertise any products. Instead, I like to tell about my personal story, how everything started, the mistakes I made, the lesson I learned, and how one small company eventually started supplying heavy equipment spare parts to customers in more than 90 countries around the world. If you are interested in international business, in the export, construction equipment, or building or a company from zero, I hope you'll find this story useful. Let's begin. My journey began more than 25 years ago. I was very young. I didn't own any company. I didn't have money. I didn't have business experience. I simply started learning. At first, I worked with automotive spare parts, brake parts, filters, bearings, liquids, German brands like Mannfilter, Liquimoli, Sachs, Fabi, Bilstein, Lemferder, and much more. Every day I learn something new, and not only about products, but also about customers, how to communicate, how to solve problems, how to build the trust. Looking back now, those years became the strongest foundation of everything that came later. Later, life changed completely. I moved to Turkey. That was one of the biggest decisions of my life. I joined a company manufacturer and exporter of starters and alternators. At first, I simply worked like seller, but step by step, I became responsible for customers from these countries. We opened new markets, we found new distributors, sales increased. Every year I gained more experience, not only in spare parts, but in international trade, export documentation, shipping, custom clearance, international payments, different business structure. These years taught me much more than any university ever could. After several years, I think 2012, I realized something. I wanted to build my own business, not because I was unhappy. Actually, I had excellent relationship with my former general manager, Mr. Mehmet. He supported me. I'll always be grateful for that. When I told him about my idea, he didn't stop me. Instead, he said, Alex, go for it. That support gave me confidence, and that's how Stoparts was born. Looking back, our first strategy was wrong. We focused mainly on these countries. At that moment, it looked like the right decision, but business teaches you very quickly. Depending on one market is dangerous. Political situations change, economies change, currencies change. Everything can change overnight. That lesson completely changed our strategy. Instead of selling to only one region, we decided to work with the whole world. Little by little, new countries appeared: Europe, Middle East, Africa, North America, South America, ASEAN countries, eventually. Our customers came from more than 90 countries now. That didn't happen overnight. It took years, thousands of emails, thousands of quotations, many failures, many disappointments, and many happy customers. People often ask me, what exactly do you sell? The answer is actually simple. Heavy equipment spare parts, construction parts, mining equipment parts, agricultural machinery parts, truck parts and components, industrial diesel engines and marine engines components. We supply genuine parts, OEM parts, and selected aftermarket parts under our own source brand. During all these years, I have learned one important lesson. Customers don't buy a spare part only. They buy confidence, they buy reliability, they buy someone who will still answer the phone after the payment is made. Many people ask, what is your secret? Honestly, isn't one. The formula is very simple. Always answer your customers. Be honest. Never promise what you cannot deliver. If you don't know something, say so. If there's a delay, inform the customer, call him. Trust is much more valuable than one successful sale. If someone watching today and want to start an export business, not only in this area, in any export area, export, import, don't wait for the perfect moment. Start learning, improve every day, study your products, study your market, study your customers, speak with customers, learn English, learn different languages, travel if possible, visit the exhibitions, and remember, business is not a marathon, not a sprint. Today, Stoparts supplies customers in more than 90 countries in the world. We continue expanding, we continue learning every day, we continue making improvements, and honestly, I still learn something new almost every single day. That is that is probably the biggest lesson from my journey. You never stop learning. Thank you very much for spending your time with me today. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, tell me where you are watching from. I'd really like to know. And if you are interested, I'll make more live sessions like this one. Not only about spare parts, but also about export, international business, supply verification, and real experiences from more than 25 years if in this industry. Thank you again. God bless you and your families. Again, Alexander from Stoparts Ltd from Turkey. Welcome and thank you for watching. Have a good day.